It's time for yet another clip show of adventures in gaming. We're going back to Pokemon for some more shiny hunt, but this time, because we're right around Halloween, I'm hunting ghosts. It's ghost busting time, because busting makes me feel good. Don't take that out of context. As is the case with the last episode, we're focusing entirely on Pokemon and specifically on shiny hunting. If you want to have a little bit more of an in-depth explanation on shiny hunting, you can check out the previous video. Also, if you want to enter for a chance to win your own shiny Pokemon and your own Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, last episode I left a comment. I will be accepting comments on that one, and I will be doing the same on this one as well. So if you are interested in winning one of the shiny Pokemon that I have caught, leave a comment. I'll leave the message until the end of the video, so look for that at the end. Anyway, let's begin our spooky ghost and sometimes not ghost shiny hunt with a trip to the beach. Nothing says spooky season like blue water and bright sand. Well, except for the dark, strange-looking sandcastle that I find along the beach. That might be a little different. Next, I'm going hunting for a spooky dragon ghost, Creepy. This one's kind of hard to see, although I do finally find one hovering above a lake with its brothers and sisters. Yeah, I take it away from them. Sorry, guys. In the spirit of Halloween, Pokemon is doing a few different events in-game in Scarlet and Violet that honor ghosts. So you can do a Terror Raid for a Miss Magius, which will give you extra candy. Makes sense, trick or treat. And it's a ghost type. But the more intriguing one, especially to shiny hunters, is they have promoted mass outbreaks. Now, mass outbreaks are one of the best ways to hunt shinies, because essentially it's a bunch of the same Pokemon spawning in one fairly concise area. Some areas are definitely better than others, especially if you can find a mouse outbreak in a small cave. Beautiful. But depending on how obvious the shiny is, sometimes you can find a mouse outbreak in an area where it makes perfect sense. One of the cool things that they're doing is they have 4 different Pokemon that are all ghost type that are available in mass outbreaks for a limited time, consistently all over both Paldea and Kitakami for Halloween. And those are Graveyard, which is the ghost dog. Pretty cool. Haven't hunted that one as of the time of this recording. Mimikyu, which we'll talk about. And then the 2 I was the most excited for, Phantump, which is, of course, new to the Kitakami region as part of the Teal Mask, and Drifloon. And what's interesting about Drifloon, which is a little unfair to Scarlet players, I think. Drifloon is normally a Scarlet exclusive, but because of this event, I'm able to get him in Violet, which is cool for me because I can shiny hunt Drifloon, and, well, here's what happened. So I apparently forgot to record when I was catching my little Drifloon that I evolved into this big yellow Drifblim. But, yeah, I caught a shiny Drifblim as part of the mass outbreaks for Halloween. Here he is killing some fellow Drifloons before interacting. I really like this shiny. Nice, bright, colorful. Good stuff. It's now time to hunt my second Halloween mass outbreak Pokemon, Phantump. Phantump is very small, but you can tell it's shiny because of the whiter coloring and the red leaves. They stand out a little bit more. Sure enough, I find one, and I have to trade him to get its evolution Trevenant, but it's definitely worth it. Pretty happy with this one. Moving away from ghost Pokemon for a moment, I'm now hunting a shiny Toedscool, which is the alternate version of Tentacruel from the original base Pokemon games. This one walks on land. It's funny. I named it Legs. That's all you need to know. And as the saying goes, you know what's better than one shiny on a sandwich? Two. Yep, found another shiny Toedscool. So this one's being added to the vault of tradable shinies. Maybe one of you will get it. We'll see. So again, the video clip didn't save, but I found this random pink Heracross the next day. Pretty cool. So in the last episode, I talked a little bit about picnics and using sandwiches with Herba Mystica in order to find shiny Pokemon. If you don't have a bunch of Herba Mystica and don't want to grind for it, or you just don't have Herba Mystica to spare, the other really, really effective method is through mass outbreaks. Case in point, a bunch of Pokemon in this episode, I didn't use a single sandwich. I just went to a mass outbreak. I grinded by sending my Pokemon out to use the Let's Go feature. You have to defeat approximately 60 Pokemon from the mass outbreak. Once you've defeated those first 60 Pokemon, your shiny odds increase quite a bit. So if you're looking to get a shiny from mass outbreaks, what you want to do is defeat at least 60. I usually go for about 62 to 65 just to be safe in case I miscount it. And I do count every single time my Pokemon defeats somebody. And then I go around, see if there's a shiny. If there is, cool, catch it. If there's not, do the picnic reset method. So find a flat plane of space where you can open up a picnic. Open your picnic. As soon as it's open, close your picnic. That will cause all the Pokemon to respawn. Because it's a mass outbreak, there's a lot of them spawning in one area, which means your chances of getting a shiny, plus the fact that you defeated 60 already, are pretty good. So if you're looking to get shinies, that's another good way to do it without requiring Herba Mystica. Honestly, you don't even need Herba Mystica if you have a mass outbreak. I have stopped using it when I have a mass outbreak for a Pokemon. So that's probably the best way to shiny hunt through a mass outbreak in Scarlet and Violet. Anyway, here's a mass outbreak I found that I thought was pretty successful. So a mass outbreak of Donkey came up, and I happened to find a funny-looking yellow and blue one that evolved into a Clydesdale. I named it Budweiser. Makes a lot of sense. Another thing you might have noticed that I've been doing a lot more in this episode as opposed to the last one is taking photos and saving. Now, photos you don't have to do. I just do that because I think it's fun, plus it makes a good thumbnail. But saving is important. Whenever you see a shiny Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet, highly recommend dropping a save, especially if it's a Pokemon that can know a move like Explosion or Memento. Because if they kill themselves, which can often happen, they're gone. And you don't want to lose a shiny Pokemon. So I would definitely recommend when you see a shiny in the wild, stop what you're doing, drop a save. That way, if for some reason you don't catch it or it kills itself with a recoil move or explosion or memento, you're still good. So that's why you notice I'm saving a lot more during these clips. Alright, so enough of the mass outbreaks. Now I'm going back shiny hunting using a sandwich, and I find a shiny Gumi, which I'm actually going to send back in time to Hisui so it can evolve into a Hisuian shiny Goodra. Something you can do thanks to the brilliance of Pokemon Home. I recommend doing that, although regular shiny Goodra is cool, but why would you not want a Hisuian? And yes, in case you were curious, there are several Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet that you can send to Legends Arceus that you can evolve into their Hisuian forms. Specifically, Goomy and Stantler can both turn into a Hisuian, Goodra, and of course, Weirdeer, respectively. You don't have to do it for Basculin because it's just available in Kitakami. So you can just catch one and evolve it into Basculegion without really a whole lot of effort. Now, there are some that don't turn into different forms. For instance, a Quillfish, if you catch it in Scarlet and Violet, it's just a Quillfish. It has to be specifically a Hisuian Quillfish to evolve into Overquill. And then same goes for Growlithe. I believe a Bergmite will evolve into Hisuian Avalugg if you can get one. I'm going to test that theory. My goal is I want to shiny hunt at least, in addition to Goomy, Stantler and Bergmite, get all those shinies sent back to Legends Arceus and then evolve them there. So I'll let you know my results. I know Goomy will work, and I know that Stantler will work because those are just normal Pokemon that evolve into a new form. But I'm not 100% sure about Avalugg. I also might want to try Petalil to see if I can get Hisuian Lilligant shiny. So I'll let you know my findings when I get to those. Going back on the mass outbreak train, I happened to find a Mankey mass outbreak, and, well, here's the little green guy right here. Catch him in a quick ball. Evolved him into Shiny Annihilate. He's pretty dope. I don't typically have a ton of luck with just random overworld shinies when I'm not using a sandwich or an outbreak, but every now and again I get lucky, including when I was going to this cave for an outbreak and came across another shiny Ekans. I already have one of these, so this is going in the vault, but still pretty cool to find a random shiny whenever you can get one. Another mass outbreak right at the beginning of the game in Kitakami for Poochyena. So of course I looked for the golden Pooch and happened to find one. Honestly, one of the most underrated shinies. Shiny Poochyena and Shiny Mightyena are actually really nice looking. I named her after my former dog Nessie, who I miss very much. R.I.P. Nessie. Another mass outbreak, but this time for Charjabug. A very obvious shiny, considering it turns bright red when all of its others are dark green. Sticks out like a sore thumb. It also doesn't move much, so if you get a shiny Charjabug outbreak, definitely take advantage of it, because it's a pretty cool shiny, and shiny Vikavolt is dope. And with that, another Adventures in Gaming Shiny Pokemon Edition is at an end. We did a lot of mass outbreaks, caught a lot of spooky ghosts. I'd say it was a pretty effective shiny hunting series. Now, I'd probably expect a lot more of these. I've been doing a lot of shiny hunting over the last week or so. So I would expect you'll be seeing a lot more shiny highlights, and I'll try to share more tips as we go along. So if you're an aspiring shiny hunter and want to learn how to shiny hunt in Scarlet and Violet, which, by the way, I know I mentioned this in the last episode, but I mentioned it again. It's really easy once you get used to it and figure out everything. So definitely do it. It's awesome. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of Adventures in Gaming. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're new around here, be sure to hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. And like I mentioned at the beginning, if you want a chance to win a shiny Pokemon, all you have to do is leave a comment on the video. And I want you to comment who your favorite ghost Pokemon is. Is it Gengar? Is it Phantump? Is it Mismagius? Is it Frostlass? There's so many great ghost types in the Pokemon games. Let me know who your favorite ghost type is. I will randomly select one of you. I don't know when I'm going to actually do the selection process. I'll probably leave the comments open for probably 2 weeks. And then I'll select one of you. If I comment that you won, you can send me your socials. And from there, I'll do a trade and we'll get you a shiny Pokemon. So, pretty cool stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode of Adventures in Gaming. Bye.